views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hello and welcome to Open. Open is the show where we bring you the best in the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. All in the best in art, music, entertainment, sports, and much, much more. That's coming your way today and every Friday. I'm Rina Valentin, your Café con Leche, and host for the next hour. Coming up today, we'll give you the inside scoop on some fun events happening this week in our Open Weekend Preview. We have a sneak peek behind the curtain at a fun new play opening tonight, and we'll speak to a trio of talented ladies setting up for their Soul Journey tour and they're stopping here first, all right? And after that, Open Order Spotlight highlights the return of a hip-hop star, and Bobby C wraps up with his sports roundup. So stay tuned. All that and more headed your way. Now we are officially open. Good morning, and what a lovely week this turned out to be. President Obama was reelected for another 4 years this past Tuesday, Election Day. And we here at Open would like to congratulate him, Vice President Biden, and their families on another 4 years, and America for the outstanding numbers we saw turning up at the voting booths this year. That's right. Congratulations to President Obama. All right, and well, we're going to get into a fun show, and we do have a fun show ahead, but, you know, we still have those affected by Hurricane Sandy in our thoughts, and throughout the show, we'll also have info on how to help those in need and some helpful shelter and warming centers location information for those who still need help. And if you have a local hero, listen to this, because this is going to be something that we're going to show next week, which I hope you guys will participate. If you have a local hero that you'd like to highlight, we are really interested in knowing who they are, so please share them with us. We're interested in having you send us an image or even just a statement with their names, and you can tweet us those names or that person at BronxNet TV, or you can tweet it to me personally at Rina Valentin, and just make sure you use the hashtag Sandy Hero. Hashtag Sandy Hero, and you know, if all else fails, you can send us an email to open@bronxnet.org, and we'll highlight them on the next week's on next week's show. And also, you know, if, like always, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, you can send us an email to open@bronxnet.org, and our past episodes are online 24/7 by going to bronxnet.org. And we always, you know, suggest you like us on Facebook. All right, so, well, here's the thing. We've survived the hurricane, and, well, you know, our prayers go out there to those that are still trying to overcome their obstacles. And like I said, we're going to be showing and demonstrating different places and venues that you can actually either contribute to or just volunteer, because we all need to pitch in. All right, so we're going to venture into, back out into the city and participate in some events in, well, what else? Our Open Weekend Preview. First up, the Bronx River Ramble this Saturday. Join fellow Bronxite Stephen Paul DeVillo as he explores the new and old Starlight Parks. So due to Sandy, the Starlight Park may not be open, so the alternate route is West Farms neighborhood, and that's all happening on Saturday, November 10th at 10 a.m. And the tour begins at West Farms Squares, Boston Road, and East Tremont Ave. And for more information, you can go to bronxriver.org. And next, we have the Help Out a Playwright at the Harvest Theater Festival. It's the new play, They Call Me Q. Who is Q, and why do they call her that? Travel with Q on her journey of self-discovery through 13 characters based on her traditional Indian parents, Caucasian teachers, Puerto Rican classmates, African American friends, and others. The first round of the Harvest Theater Festival competition is happening this week, and the next two performances of They Call Me Q are Saturday, November 10th at 1 p.m. and Sunday, November 11th at 5 p.m. at the Chain Theater located at 21-2845 Road, Long Island City. And for more information, you can check them out by going to qkadwani.com/theycallmeq. All right. Of course, the Bronx is not going to let Hurricane Sandy hold it back. So Savor the Bronx 2012 is still a go. The second annual Savor the Bronx Restaurant Week, showcasing all the great eateries in the Bronx, is happening from November 5th to November 16th. For participating locations and other great offers, go to tinyurl.com/SavorTheBronx2012, and you can give them a call at 718-590-3518. And one more event before we go, the On My Block Film Festival. It's happening Wednesday, November 14th in Brooklyn, starting at 7 p.m. The On My Block Challenge gets neighbors together to film an entire movie using only locations, actors, and crew from their own neighborhood block. And the film festival celebrates the best of this year's entries. And the film festival is happening at White Wave, located at 25 J Street in Brooklyn. Cocktail hour and a celebration with filmmakers, will follow. So make sure you RSVP by Monday, November 12th by going to onmyblockfilms.com. All right, people, that's it. Moving forward. So check out those events, and please remember to give what you can to the post-Sandy cleanup by donating at the redcross.org. And we have DJ Vince jamming with us this morning. And, DJ, we have a lot happening with the weather, elections, and, well, like I said, moving forward. So we're moving forward into, I guess, what we will consider normal.
Oh, my goodness. Happy Friday, Rena.
Happy Friday. And we're here. And, we're safe. And, we got through a hurricane, a nor'easter, and an election that, required standing on line 24 hours.
We are survivors, definitely.
Yes, that's a really good term. I like the term survivors. Definitely. And more so, this whole election was really interesting this year, wouldn't you say?
It was very interesting. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to wait online as long as other people did. I went really early in the morning.
Smart.
But yeah, of course. But it was crazy to watch, people still online at almost 10, 11 o'clock at night and talking about, oh my goodness, I just want to vote. And certain channels didn't have the correct count. I was flipping back and forth between channels, ABC, CNN, and certain people were declaring Barack the second, his second term before other people were. And it was just I don't know who to believe now, but everybody's saying Barack
Well, you don't know who to believe. It's done, baby. It's done. It's President Barack Obama for another 4 years.
Again.
And, the whole point behind this discussion is that there's just a lot of shaky energy for the past couple of weeks. I mean, just coming in today, as I was driving on the roads, there's super, super long lines for people trying to get gas, and the car service gentleman that was driving me was explaining to me that now people have to get numbers or something to get gas.
Right. I'm just hearing through friends on Facebook, actually, that there's a new system, a gas rationing system put in place.
Yes, they have to earn numbers, and if they don't have the right number for the day, they can't go get gas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was told you have to only get gas on odd or even number days depending on what your license plate digits are or something like that. I'm just lucky that the MTA is hooking me up right now.
Yay, for the MTA.
For once.
Back and moving forward.
Yes.
Right? We're still on forward. And, you know, all that to say that I think in these past couple of weeks we can learn that really all there is to life is to appreciate what we have.
Exactly.
Because when it's gone, what you gonna do?
Who knows? You never know what you got till it's gone.
That's
and
what they say.
I definitely was wishing I had some lights last week.
So we're just gonna leave it on gratitude, and
Right.
thank you for being here with us
No
today.
problem. Thank
DJ
you.
Vince Bracey in the house. Woo! All right, we'll be right back with an actor who is bringing his love of the New York City streets to life in a new play tonight. But first, the Bronx recently celebrated the Italian heritage of its residents with the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. Reporter Juliana Vieira was there. Let's take a look.
Here at the Pine, we are celebrating Italian Heritage Month by honoring Bronx leaders. The Bronx Chamber of Commerce highlighted Italian culture to the developing of the Bronx.
I think I let people know in the Bronx that Italians still here. Italian heritage is such an important thing, no different than the other heritage that we're doing with Hispanic heritage. But at the end of the day, you know, everybody's been a part of building the Bronx. And I think recognizing the dignitaries that we did today is so important.
Honorees included Bronx developers and councilmen.
It's an honor. We're being honored by a wonderful group of people that are dedicated to the Bronx and making our borough a better place to live and really bringing business to the Bronx. So as a city councilman, my job is to make sure that we support organizations like this as well. So it's a good day.
È bellissimo, è una gioia, and I hope this is an opportunity for Italians to get together, unite more, and embrace our beautiful, wonderful culture. Besides the food, we have so many wonderful things to contribute, and as business owners, I wish we would get together more often. So this is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm thrilled.
Today, the Bronx Chamber of Commerce has shown that the Italian culture is alive and still kicking here in the Bronx. This is Juliana Vieira reporting for BronxNet.
Hey, welcome back to the studio. You're watching Open. Rina Valentin here, and an up-and-coming poet. Well, actually, he is a poet, but he's a up-and-coming, successful performer on stage. He's an actor and playwright. Our first guest is the brains behind A Broke Wide Open, a play that breathes life into this artist's stripped-down New York tale. And please welcome to the show, Rock Wilk. Hello.
Hello.
All right, so up and coming poet. We're already past that, right? Because you're like part of like the New Eurekan Poets Poetry Slams. Like, tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, I actually came from the music business, and when I started to write this play, I decided to kind of develop it in the poetry clubs. And so I just started to go to the poetry clubs, and I wound up at the New Eurekan and all the other places, and you know, a lot of the places in the outer boroughs like Soul Sweet Sanctuary up here in the Bronx and places like that, and just, you know, started to work out the stuff there, and it just evolved into me being a poet suddenly. Which,
So your origins in music, what are they?
I'm a musician. I
Right.
play a bunch of instruments, and I'm a singer. I worked as a studio singer for a long time, and but now I've totally like transformed my whole career, and I'm just in the theater now.
Interesting. Now, what is it about theater that basically transformed your life? Or what made you decide to transition into theater? How's that?
Well, it really came out of a need to tell my story. I had gone through a difficult time in my life, and I started to write about it, and it really became like this need. Like I felt like I needed to tell the story. I felt like I would die if I didn't do it.
Really? Can you
And
share
so-
some of those difficulties with
Sure.
us?
Well, my mother had passed, you know, and which was for me a very kind of heavy thing because, you know, I was adopted. And when she passed, that was like the last remnants of my family, these people that adopted me. So I kind of felt like I was back to where I was when I was born and given away, you know. And my marriage had split up. And so it was kind of a dark time for me. And so I just started to write, you know, and eventually I just turned it into beautiful art. And it kind of saved my life.
Now, you know, just to go back to being adopted, and then, like, what does one feel in this moment of saying, okay, I was adopted, and then there's this family that took me in and raised me, and now that family's gone? Is it because you were hung up on the fact that somebody gave you away? Because you kind of put that in your sentence.
Well, yeah, you know, it's interesting because I know I've met a lot of people now over the last 6 years. I've been working on this for 6 years, people who had placed children for adoption. So when I say given up, they get offended by that. You know, I never looked at it that way. You know, I was kind of, you know, I was never mad at this woman who gave me up or placed me or whatever. I mean, I didn't know what her circumstances were.
Right.
So I wasn't really hung up on that so much. But, you know, for me it was more like questions of identity. Like, you know, who am I? What am I? Never saw anybody who looked like me or walked like me or anything like that. So it was always just kind of keeping me feeling like a little distance from the mainstream and from everybody, even from my family, you know, my adoptive family. So it could be kind of confusing. But, you know, working on this play, working on Broke Wide Open has been like this cathartic process for me of really finding my way home. That's what it has been.
Interesting. And so the theater is your home, and
Yeah.
the journey is even more interesting because your process has been out there being in the raw of like real people. Like, share with us what that was like.
Well, I developed it in the streets. I wrote it on the trains. I wrote the play on the G train. It actually started as an album, and I just rode and rode and rode until I finished. And then I started to develop it in the parks, like in Fort Greene Park and McCarran Park, up in Central Park. And I started to ask people to watch me work out scenes of the play. And then we'd do like little Q&As, and I would use them. And so
That's so interesting. You use people to actually rehearse.
Oh yeah.
It's so cool.
And you know, and
That's a cool
I took
process.
their notes and I made changes, and so I feel like, you know, Broke Wide Open has been like a collaborative process from the very beginning for 6 years, and I've done it all over the world like that, you know.
Yeah, share with us where you've traveled, because you've done it all over the world. That's another process, right? Because you actually put in a campaign through Kickstarter and you traveled all over the world.
Yeah. I first did a cross-country tour through, you know, thank God from Kickstarter. And I did the same thing, you know, I did it in kind of alternative spaces like, you know, abandoned storefronts and art galleries and, you know, smaller theaters. But I also kept doing it in the streets. Like when I went to LA, I actually did it at a, you know, performance space, but I also performed out on Venice Beach in Santa Monica. And I had like 50 people one day out on the beach watching me, and we did a kind of an impromptu Q&A. And it was amazing because people started talking about their lives. You know, we talk about the play for about 10 minutes, then it becomes like this community outreach program or something like that. It's really been amazing.
Is it audience participatory?
No,
No.
it's 2 hours scripted play. It's a full play, but it's kind of like a Knick playoff game. You know, the energy in there gets kind of high, and the audience does get involved. So it's not, you know, I think one of the things I'm most proud of is that I don't have like a conventional theater crowd. So a lot of people who come to my show, they've never been to the theater. So one guy walked up to me once, he was like, yo, that's kind of a long-ass poem. It's like 2 hours.
That's hilarious.
So it's been pretty amazing, the whole process.
So it's safe to say that it's written in poetry style.
Well, it's not.
Spoken word style?
Not really.
No.
It's pretty much just a play. It has poetry in it. It's kind of like this stream of consciousness. You know, some people have described it like a symphony. You know, it's like I'm going from monologue to music to poetry, and it never stops. And it's like just 2 hours of a lot.
Beautiful. So you open tonight, right? After
Yeah.
this tour of development, you actually officially open tonight as a featured play,
Yes,
like a
tonight-
full-length featured play.
Yeah, tonight it's off Broadway at the 45th Street Theater, and tonight is the opening. And I have an incredible producer. I don't know if you know, but I have Rain Pryor as my producer, who's Richard Pryor's daughter.
Nice.
And she's amazing. She's got a show of her own too. And yeah, so tonight, after 6 years of development and after the last 6 weeks of previews, we open.
That's beautiful. You've got some great work coming up, because I also read somewhere that you're going to be in a feature film with some pretty heavy hitters like Ving Rhames, right?
Yeah.
It opens in 2013. What's this film?
It's a movie called Jamesy Boy, and it's actually about somebody who I know who was in prison when he was 15 years old for 5 years. And it's the story of his experiences in his life, and I play an inmate. And so that's how I met Rain on that film.
Nice.
It was shot down in Baltimore.
Nice. And then she took it over to produce it, which is so awesome. And how long are you running for?
We're running right now through New Year's, but probably beyond. We're probably going to be in that theater we're hoping for like a year. We want to build the show in that theater.
That's wonderful. And
Yeah.
obviously this is your life's work. So it's
It is.
autobiographical.
Yes, it
And
is.
obviously you've dedicated a lot of time and energy into its development. So we congratulate you.
Oh, thank
and
you.
We hope that you do have your long run. And we hope you guys actually look into this, because it's going to be on off-Broadway until January. Can you just share the address with everyone, please?
It's 354 West 45th Street between 8th and 9th in Manhattan, the 45th Street Theater. It's a beautiful space, and so I hope everybody will come.
All right. So what do you want people to leave with?
Well, the show is every night except for Mondays at 8 o'clock. And I just want them to leave with, I hope they come to see this story. It's like this beautiful shared experience every time I do it. And it's a gift for me, and I think it's a gift for everybody else too. It's like even though it's all about me, I think it's kind of become everybody's story. So
Awesome.
I think that's what I try to put out there.
Awesome. Rockwell.
Thank you so much.
Woo! All right. Once again, he's opening tonight. For more info on Broke Wide Open, check it out by going to brokewideopen.com. brokewideopen.com. All right, we got to take a break. Up next on Open, we have a trio of independent women setting out on a tour this weekend. But first, let's take a look at some ways you can help in the Sandy relief effort in the city.
Go. Go, go, go.
Welcome home, man.
And we're back, and you're watching Open. We just showed you an image of the Albanian Film Week. So we just want to remind you about the Albanian Film Week. BronxNet will be participating with 10 film screenings this weekend, November 9th and 10th. And for more information, you can go to albanianfilmweek.com. Our next guests are taking their fusion of culture, language, and genres on the road with a tour kicking off this weekend in New York City, going to Ireland. We now welcome to the show, Mahina Movement.
Christopher Columbus did not discover America, and Cortez was the god of death indeed. Well, now Pizarro and Balboa like to show their shiny armor, and they all killed our people in the name of gold and greed. Jesus didn't have nothing to do with it now. They took him along just to justify the plan. Well, now all of us here left with our own invocations. We shall not be removed here from Sugarland. Listen to me. Sugarland, we got the gold. The gold ain't for sale and it can't be stolen. Sugarland, lives have been told, bodies been sold, but we keep on rolling, rolling, rolling. Sugar, sugar, Sugarland, yeah. Raising up Cain in Sugarland, Sugarland. Our words are spoken. Crack that cane so hard, our backs became unbroken. People of the world, don't you know we came from Africa? We went across the world, became all of humankind. We built the pyramids and the very first universities, long before a colonizer lost his mind. Fast forward, fast times of fast food, corporate plantation, mass production, bad mood, American exceptionalism. Our infidel people been reduced to servitude, but they cannot take our gold or our fortitude. Sugarland, we got the gold. The gold ain't for sale and it can't be stolen. Sugarland, lies have been told, bodies been sold, but we keep on rolling, rolling, rolling. Sugar, sugar, Sugarland, y'all. Hey. Raising up Cain in Sugarland, Sugarland. Our words are spoken. Crack that cane so hard, our backs became unbroken. The cotton got picked and the cane got chopped. The banks got banked and the people got. The banks got broke and the people got blamed. Banks and corporations didn't feel no shame. They said, sip that tea while all we chop, chop, chop. Aristocracy. So when they fall, they want to take all. But now the world won't play with how they play ball. But wait, now they want to regulate, but the regulator's gonna regulate away too late. So a new world must unfold by us who begun and spun that gold. Sugarland, our words are spoken. Crack that cane so hard, our backs became unbroken. What kind of electrons does freedom got? If we dreamt ourselves here, we must have more than not. Yo, we got a lot. If we dreamt ourselves in this universe, not only can we mix up, cook up, jump up, subatomic freedom particles, the infinitesimal, microscopic, invisible, rapidly moving like tiny drums, beating tiny drums, then flip it, they start beating, rotating, popping, unlocking this freedom we created. Yo, you gotta keep up with us. This freedom that we dreamt of has been in the making, doing, and spitting. It's impossible to see where we've been, where we at in a specific moment in time. Like, first we'd be riding down the Grand Concourse, then we'd be parting ways into our own parallel universe.
No need to reverse or rewind. We be going fast and forward back into time, holding it down firmly in the clouds, on clouds 9, 11, and 7. We don't ever want to believe in the promises of a savior never risen. We make our own heaven here. And not only do we surround the nucleus of an atom, we surround this world, starting from the center, giving us space like a tough boxing contender. Smooth it out with a soft tenor. Hungry? You want to eat this freedom for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We got the gold ain't for sale and it can't be stolen.
Sugarland, lies have been told, body's been sold, but we keep on rolling. Yeah. Raising up Canaan, Sugarland.
Woo, Mahina Movement! Lovely. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Please introduce yourselves.
My name is Moana Litia Makikaufaki, but you may Tolu, but you can call me Moana.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
My name is Gabriela Callender, and you can call me Gabby.
Good morning. My name is Erika de la Rosa.
Okay, and you know what's really interesting about these ladies, aside from the fabulous work that they just presented, is that they all come from different places, right? You actually are from Hawaii and Utah.
Tonga, and then Hawaii, and then Utah.
Yeah. And then you're from Queens.
Hollis,
Queens. And then
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so you guys are out there actually spreading this peace and love type message within indigenous flavor, right? How did you guys come together?
Well, Juan and I met at NYU back in '99, and then Gabby and Juana met at Blue Stockings bookstore shortly after, and we just came together, fused together.
How interesting, Blue Stockings bookstore. And so just because you are doing this tour, right, you guys have traveled extensively, can you just share with everyone why this is your first tour and why you're calling it Soul Journey and why you're going to Ireland first?
Yeah. So many people would come to us and say, wow, you're three women, you know, you represent identities that I don't see represented all the time. You are our voice. And we said, you know what? We don't want to be other people's voice. We want to empower all women and all people to own their own voice. So we said, let's do a tour called the Soul Journey Truth Tour. The intention of the tour is the safety and the full self-expression of the woman and all of us, men and women, the feminine energy. And the reason why we're going to Ireland...
The reason, first of all, this will be our first time going to Europe. And, you know, our history is about, like, Europeans coming to our homes, our homelands, like colonization or imperialism. And for us, we're like, you know what? We're going to set history straight. We're going to Europe to bring our love, our peace, all our communities, and we're going specifically to Ireland. I had a friend named Danny, 24 years old, rest in peace. He died in 2008, my first time after Ireland. And when he first came to New York, he was like, where the brown people at? Where the black people at? You know, I identify with you. And so I was like, we need to go to all these places and share that connection. Like, we're not here to, like, colonize anybody or, you know, hurt anybody. We're here to really bring all our ancestors together because we are all connected.
And so you guys depart for Ireland on Sunday.
Yes,
right?
Sunday night.
But you have one performance here in New York that everybody can go to.
Yes, tomorrow night.
Yes, share the details.
The Church of St. Paul, St. Andrew on 86th Street in West End. It is a free celebration. We're going to be celebrating all the people who are on the ground, helping with the Sandy survivors. We're going to be acknowledging all the people who've been a support to us, you know, throughout this journey. That's the Church of St. Paul, St. Andrew, tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
And we're performing with La Tere, the Peace Poets, Alex Hernandez.
We want to give a shout out to the organizations that we're going to be repping who have been out there on the ground. CAV, Green Workers, cooperatives located right here in the Bronx, doing a lot of field work for Sandy survivors. And a shout out to the Church of St. Paul, St. Andrew.
Awesome, beautiful Mahina Movement. We love you here.
Love you. Thank you so
Woo,
much.
we got to see you when you come back from your Europe tour. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Mahina Movement like I did. And you can check out their website by going to mahinamovement.com. All right, we are switching things up this week. So when we come back, it's going to be time for our open artist spotlight. So don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
All right, we got this.
Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Sir, are you okay?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? Call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
There is also a very attractive extended warranty option that includes free service and parts for the next 5 years. But there's no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test you needed at the doctor that would have detected disease early enough where it could have been treated. So you won't be around in 2 years to see him grow up, which means the warranty would be useless. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes?
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes. The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
Hello and welcome back. It is time to light up the stage with our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Growing up in a musical family, there was no reason for our open artist, to shy away from the stage, that is. With a few hits of his own under his belt, we now welcome back to our open stage, Be a Star!
They call him B-A-Star.
Yeah.
Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party
Let's go.
Starter. Mr.
Good morning.
Party Starter. They call him
B-A-Star.
Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter.
They call me B-A-Star. Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter. B-A-Star. Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter. Okay, it's about that time. Tiempo, llegó el más suelto, el que rompe discoteca de verdad, ajá, eso es correcto. Traigo ese fire, el fuego, bass drop like trueno, 3D sin freno, le mete la pista, yo el veneno. Told the DJ go, 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 la rumba sigue all night, night long. La gente pide el pasito del fuá y no te pide del guaya, guaya. Told the DJ go, 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 la rumba sigue all night, night long. La gente pide el pasito del fuá y no te pide del guaya, guaya. Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, B-A-Star, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter. They call me B-A-Star, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter.
They call him B-A-Star. Mr. Party Starter. Mr. Party Starter.
Hey.
Mr. Party Starter.
Mr. P-A-R-T-Y to the day I die hasta que me muera. Oye, si me cortan la pena, la sangre me sale de ron y cerveza. Que siga la fiesta, esto no para, ahora es que empieza. Yo soy el que habla, también te demuestra con juego de letras. Told the DJ go, 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 la rumba sigue all night, night long. La gente pide el pasito del fuá y no te olvide del guaya, guaya. Told the DJ go, 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 la rumba sigue all night, night long. La gente pide el pasito del fuá y no te pide del guaya, guaya. Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, B-A-Star, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter. Let's start this party up, let's start this party up, let's start this party up, party up, party up. Let's start this party up, let's start this party up, let's start this party up, party up, party up. Yeah, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, B-A-Star, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter. They call me B.A. Star, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter. They call me B.A. Star, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter.
Rocking with you. Rich be a star is that they call me be a star. Mr. Party Starter, Mr. Party Starter. I was rocking it on the side. We were so happy for you. Woo! Rich be a star. All right. So tell us where you rocking this be a star, Mr. Party Starter.
Well, right now that BA Star is pretty much rocking everywhere. I got it in Springfield. I got it in Connecticut. I got it in New York, in Puerto Rico, Colombia, everywhere.
Woo! Go, Rich. And just share with everybody who you are, who the son of who you are, because he's be a star, pero that's not the real way you're supposed to pronounce this name.
My artistic name, my artist name is B.A. Star. My original name is Richie Bastar Jr. That's the reason for B.A. Star. It's my last name. My dad is Richie Bastar. He's the bongocero for El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico.
Woo! Just pa' que lo sepa, next generation. And we love highlighting it. We love showcasing the next generation. And
definitely.
You definitely got a hook there, because now I'm going to go singing, I wanna be a star.
Yeah, I got a lot of people saying that. Every time they hear it, they usually go back home and they start saying it in their head.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for coming and doing it here on our open stage.
Anytime. I was here, I would say last year.
Yes.
Around the same time. And after I came off of here, I blasted off and did a bunch of stuff after that.
I love hearing that, and we love following everyone's progression. So thank you for making sure you came back to share it with us again.
Definitely. Anytime you guys want me back, I'm more than happy to come back.
Woo, we love it. So where can people get the music?
Well, right now you can go to my website. I have my own website. It's www.bastarmusic.com. You can get all my music there. Just sign up to the email. Just sign up to the website, and you get an email, and you get all my music.
Woo! All right, Richie. And are you performing anywhere now?
Well, this weekend, I had a radio interview to do today, but due to weather, it got canceled. But other than that, I have Faluca Lounge in the city. I'm not exactly sure the address, but you can go to my website and also get the address for that and come party with me over there.
Yeah, no, I know. There's just like issues with the Sandy storm and the nor'easter. It's affected a lot of events and plans. And
yesterday, I actually tweeted. I was like, I spoke to Mother Nature and I told her that, she runs the world. She gave us Sandy last week and now she's giving us a snowstorm. So it's kind of like, what's next week? I hope it's nothing worse.
I appreciate that. You heard that? Mother Nature. That means women.
Hey, I don't shy from the fact that women do run this world. I'm going to say it. I know it. Women are the reason why men get motivated to do certain things.
I love him. Oh,
my mom told me to say that. My mom told me to say that.
Oh, goodness. We are so proud of you and everything that you're doing. And I hope this really goes big, because it definitely has that ring that will rent space in your head, because I know I'm going to be singing Mr. Party Starter. And you already have a little dance set up to it, because we were rocking it on the side. Yeah. So I hope you guys get down with it. And thanks again for being here with us. Once again, for more on Be a Star, check out bastarmusic.com. We'll be right back with Bobby C and his sports roundup, so don't go anywhere. There's more open when we return.
Let's start this party up. Let's start this party up. Party up, party up. Let's start this party up. Let's start this party up.
Be free. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad.
Charles.
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911 Then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Welcome home, man.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
We begin on the hardwood where the city's game returned to the world's most famous arena and also kicked off in a brand new one that is trying to make a name for itself. Pro basketball returned to the Big Apple with the city needing a lift. The new-look Nets did not disappoint on opening night, downing Toronto to win the Brooklyn opener at the Barclays Center. On Monday, the BK was about to roll to 2-0, but let a 22-point second-half lead slip away in a loss to Minnesota.
We can't afford to lose at home. We're trying to build a home court advantage. We're trying to get us a rhythm here at home, some momentum. So this was one that was definitely a winnable game. And then we just looked like we just kind of ran out of gas there at the end of the game.
We understand it's still early, but it's definitely one that we let get away. And yeah, we had a tendency to get a little comfortable with that lead, and they kept making a run, and they got confidence and never looked back.
As for the New York Knicks, how about a 2-0 start at the recently renovated Madison Square Garden? The Orange and Blue took care of the defending champion Miami Heat Friday and closed the weekend in a matinee victory over the Philadelphia 76ers on Sunday.
I thought offensively we got stale a little bit in the third quarter, but for the most part, we were pretty decent offensively as well.
Us having the team that we have where we move the ball and guys get touches, where we have a guy like Melo, where other times we go, Melo, go get us a bucket, and he can't. Like 80% of the time it feels like. So it's a good feeling to know that you have a guy you can throw it to and get a bucket when you need it. And, not all teams have that.
Definitely have a lot of depth on this team in every position. So it's definitely going to benefit us down the stretch. Just to be back here in the Garden, to hear the fans, how loud they are and how they support their Knicks, it's definitely good to be back home.
The Knicks rolled to 3-0 Monday night, crushing the Sixers in Philly in the second game of a home-and-home. The Orange and Blue are 3-0 for the first time since the start of the 1999-2000 season. That's the last time the franchise won a playoff series en route to the Eastern Conference Finals. New York is also the last of the unbeatens in the NBA. The Knicks will try and make it 4-0 tonight at home as they welcome the Dallas Mavericks to the Garden. If the Knicks win, it will be their first 4-0 start since the 1993-94 season, when the club went 7 in the NBA Finals before falling to the Houston Rockets. Meanwhile, Brooklyn took a step back Wednesday night in Miami as the defending champs overwhelmed the Nets. The Nets will try and get back on track tonight in Orlando before welcoming the Magic to the Barclays on Sunday. We shift gears from the hardwood to the gridiron for a look at the New York Football Giants. Big Blue entered Sunday's matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers at 6-2, but could not close out a win at MetLife. We go inside the locker room for more.
we wanted emotionally so badly to win the game for obvious reasons, for all of our neighbors who are struggling and who need some type of inspiration. Of course, we didn't provide it for them. So we didn't play well, and we're going to have to get this straightened around some way, some form here.
We weren't as sharp as we needed to be. Not efficient in the red zone. Not very good on third down, and we haven't been playing our best football offensively the last few weeks. Our defense has been playing great, but tonight it finally caught up with us.
We had our chances to win this one. There was a lot of people wanting us to win it, and I think we, just like E said, you don't make any excuses about it. We was prepared to play our best tonight, and we didn't. And that's a great football team out there, so they didn't need any help from us. But like I said, we didn't play our best football tonight.
The G-men fell short 24-20 and are now 6-3. However, there are concerns entering week number 10. The offense has been stymied of late, and Eli Manning appears to be in a bit of a funk. Manning and the Giants will try and snap out of it Sunday in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That's a tough matchup. Some would say even a trap game for the Giants. I say they win anyway. Roll to 7-3 before the Week 11 bye, and I'll give the Giants a midseason A on their report card. The Jets are 3-5 and reeling of late, but Antonio Cromartie says Gang Green will make the postseason. Jets legend Joe Namath said this week that the team is more concerned with selling tickets than winning games, while Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow topped the most overrated poll recently. Jets head coach Rex Ryan did the same this week. Plenty of controversy to go around in Jetland. They take the show on the road to Seattle for a 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on Sunday. I think the Jets will surprise all in Seattle. Fresh off the bye, I'll take them to this week, a grade of C+ midseason. Time for some quick hitters. On the baseball diamond, Robinson Cano and Derek Jeter picked up Silver Slugger awards this week for the best offensive players at their respective positions. Cano is also a candidate for the AL MVP, which will be announced in the coming days. Yankee closer Mariano Rivera will indeed be back for at least one more year. Current closer Rafael Soriano opted out, but could return. The Bombers want Mo to take a pay cut, according to sources. In place of Soriano, the Pinstripers could investigate bringing in Kansas City free agent Joakim Soria, who said this week he would set up for Rivera in New York. Across town, the Mets have parted ways with Jason Bay. They are also working on deals for All-Stars David Wright and R.A. Dickey, but have not ruled out a trade with Dickey if a slugger comes along, according to reports. First baseman Ike Davis appears to be safe from the trade talks. Hard to believe the San Francisco Giants had the last word in the Fall Classic, considering early season predictions, but in the end, pitching, defense, and timely hitting won out. If you were wondering, former Yankee Melky Cabrera, banned for steroids, received a full playoff share from the Giants. Another former Yankee, Tino Martinez, is now the new hitting coach in Miami. On the ice, negotiations continue to try and save the NHL season. The January Winter Classic was already canceled last week, but there is a chance, albeit slim, that we could see hockey before this year is up. In soccer, the Red Bulls were topped by DC United in the postseason. Their season is done. College hoops is also returning to the sports landscape. The Garden will host the 2K Sports Classic on November 15th, 16th, and the Barclays will host the Progressive Legends Classic on the 19th and 20th. Indiana, Georgetown, UCLA, and Georgia will hit the hardwood at the Barclays. MSG will welcome Villanova, Purdue, Alabama, and Oregon State. Come out to Rose Hill Saturday afternoon as Fordham football returns to the Bronx. The Rams will be raising money for cancer on Family Day as they welcome Lafayette for a good cause. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for some early basketball returns. Folks, you may recall my early season predictions regarding the Knicks and the Nets on Sports NYC. I had the two neck and neck in the playoffs, perhaps 4-5 or 5-6 this season. Sports Illustrated believes the Knicks will finish third and the Nets fourth. Although I thought the Knicks would be good, maybe even very good, what I have seen thus far is borderline great. I realize it's early, but I must tip my cap to the team. I think I may have underestimated how good they can be under head coach Mike Woodson. The defense is a 360 turnaround. I also think it might be time for Knicks fans to start believing again, too. The same could be said for the Nets in Brooklyn. Don't be alarmed by the record and the loss to Miami this week. The team is much improved and well on its way back to the postseason. The city has 2 relevant basketball teams, and it should be a great year on the hardwood here in New York. I would love to hear from you. Are the Knicks and the Nets better than we thought? Question mark. Or is it still too early? Where will they finish? And even chime in and let me know your thoughts on Jeremy Lin. The newest Houston Rocket has continued his stellar play in Texas. He's starting to make a believer out of me, too. Twitter handle at The Voice, Bobby C, and on Facebook at facebook.com/SportsNYC. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Where is Rena? They want me to you guys want me to close out the show? Is that all the time we have for today? I don't know how to close out the show. Wait, I got an idea. Live long and prosper. No. Stay Bronx strong. I don't know. We love to thank all of our guests. Rena usually closes out the show. I don't know what to do. So thank you for stopping by. Viewers, thank you for watching. Remember, the Recablecast happens tonight, 10 p.m. Past episodes are available online at bronxnet.org. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Be free. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes?
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes. The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
Sir, are you okay?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this.